Okay, now, this is not a toy review. It is not a subscriber special 100th review. That will be much later. This is a special report. Well, not really a special report, but more of a special review. And that special review is on the eagerly anticipated Batman Under the Red Hood. This is the Best Buy exclusive edition. You can pick it up fairly easy right now. I went to my Best Buy early on this morning and they had like 50 of them. So if you're in the Winterville, Greenville area, head on over to Best Buy. I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding one. Unlike the Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, and the Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. Those figures were very hard. Those box sets were a little bit more difficult to find. But onto the DVD itself. I got mine, Blu-ray. It's very nice, reflective cover. My camera's crappy, you really can't tell. The slip cover. And here's the actual disc itself. Just, take it out of the box. Simple window box. Back is basically the same as the back here. Only difference is, inside the box you also get this very exclusive Jason Todd as the Red Hood action figure. And he's very hard to get out. Now, if anyone who can remember, the original action figures were made by Mattel, and they were exclusive the Infinite Heroes collection. And we got Hal Jordan Green Lantern, two versions. One was for the New Frontier, and the other one was for First Flight, and then we had a Wonder Woman. After that, DC Direct started doing these little PVC limited posable action figures. And Red Hood is no exception. He's got arm and head movement, that's it. And he's super glued to a base. I will be doing this is more for the film review, not the figure review. That will be coming much, much more later. I do have to say that the Red Hood action figure does not disappoint. For what it is, it's terrifically sculpted. It's got a decent paint job. And I didn't have to look at every single one of them to find the perfect figure. All of them were pretty much the same. But now getting to the actual movie itself. The movie is based off of the Red Hood storyline that appeared in Batman comics in 2005-2006, shortly before Infinite Crisis. It happened during that whole, build up to Infinite Crisis. And it dealt with the resurrection of Jason Todd, who we all know was the second Robin, who was pretty much a punk. No one liked him. DC Comics got flooded with hate mail, so Denny O'Neil and the writers and anyone involved with editing Batman comics back then just decided, well, we'll let the readers decide his fate. So they had everyone knows the infamous 900 numbers. You dial one number, he lived. You dial one number, he died. They had less than 2 days. They got 50,000 calls. Verdict was in. Dead. Fans wanted him dead. He only lost by a margin of 65 votes. So, they did it, and the rest is comics history. Well, for those who wanted the character alive, this was a special treat, because it not only showed him Jason Todd returned back from the dead, but it also showcased him as a very changed man. He is destined to control crime by becoming a crime lord. So he's kind of like an anti-hero. He's like Batman pushed over the edge. This one, he does not mind killing. So, of course, that puts him in confrontation with Batman a lot. And the film, it's only about 75 minutes long. It's very, very faithful to that comic adaptation, with a terrific voice cast. I enjoy the voice cast. Bruce Greenwood as Batman. Might remember him as Captain Christopher Pike in the revamped Star Trek film. Neil Patrick Harris is Nightwing. You know, How I Met Your Mother, Doogie Howser fame. Jensen Ackles is, I think that's how you pronounce his name, is Jason Todd with the Red Hood from Supernatural and My Bloody Valentine. Jason Isaacs plays Ra's al Ghul. Can't really think of Jason Isaac, his claim to fame, but he's done a lot of stuff. He's a very good character actor. And, of course, the Joker is played by none other than John Dimaggio, Bender from Futurama. And he's the only one I really didn't quite like as the Joker. He tried to do a little... his performance reminded me more of Mark Hamill's Joker from the animated universe of Batman animated series, New Batman Adventures, Justice League, list goes on and on and on and on. And the story is gripping. It's fantastic. The visuals are just stunning. I enjoyed every single minute of it. Unlike Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, which were visually engaging, the stories weren't all there. New Frontier was too much in too little time. They tried to cram so much from the comic book into the story, and it just didn't all work. Superman Doomsday was, of course, really, after he dies, that's pretty much the end of the movie. I really lost interest after that. Gotham Knight. It seems like the Batman solo stories are the better ones of the DC Warner premiere animated films. That and Justice League, Crisis on 2 Earths, and Superman Batman. Those were pretty good adaptations, but this one far beats them all. It is a close second to Batman Gotham Knights. Gotham Knight. There is a lot of drama to it, where Batman is trying to unmask the Red Hood. And even when he finds out that it's Jason Todd, it's almost like it's not like he expected it, but it wasn't far from his mind. And then there's certain clips of what Red Hood does, like shatters grappling lines of Batman's, all these athletic and martial arts that Batman recognizes, and there's flashbacks into when Jason Todd was Robin, when he was younger, like 11, 12 years old, and then when he was like 16, 17 years old, up until his untimely demise from the Joker, by the Joker. And that was just a stunning sequence. It felt like it lacked a little bit because it was a PG-13 rated film. Like when Robin is struck by the crowbar, it's a little more grunts and moans than full-on screams. I didn't really buy that as accurate. I thought, Robin would have screamed his head off. But then Jason Todd is, he's a tough kid. He probably would have kept it all in anyway.